Early spring 1972, Ellen Starcevic, fondly known as Ma, moved to Carson City, Nevada with her 3 sons. The family pulled up roots from suburbia Chicago, headed for the Wild West. It was a culture shock for sure. Ma, along with Ernie, 16, Jerry, 14, and baby Ron, 12, would find home at 1947 Carriage Crest Drive in Carson City. Carriage Crest would become infamous for many after-school and weekend events. One very notorious time happened during a midweek football practice. While collected in the huddle during scrimmage, Jerry announced that he was having a party that weekend and offered all, if you can't drive after, you can spend the night. Unknowingly, Coach Farnsworth was within earshot. Coach, with class, gathered the team together and provided a short but clear message. Gentlemen, be careful in all your daily activities. Oh, and by the way, you all get to run an additional 10 100-yard sprints. Jerry and I first met mid-August 1972. I had relocated to Carson City that July from Ely, Nevada. There was another transfer, Rob Young from Palm Springs, who along with Jerry and I, soon were accepted in the current stable of young men, our teammates. And so began the bonding and lifelong friendships. 2-a-days describe the structure of our training. 2 2-hour practice sessions over a 15-day period. We'd begin at 7 a.m. with the second session beginning at 2 p.m. As sophomores, we'd have the field and facilities to ourselves the second week. This was due to the varsity taking the last week in a eat, sleep, drink, breathe football camp at Clear Creek. We'd enjoy the camp environment our junior and senior years. Sophomore year. Cleo Pulsifer's biology class was Jerry and my first period. We were desk mates, which made for a wonderful way to start the day. Cleo, being a former football coach and current athletic director at Carson High, allowed Jerry and I certain behavioral flexibilities and many free passes. Dissecting became a whole new adventure, which we shared with the entire class. Our sophomore season was a success. We enjoyed many achievements, which much of that credit goes to coaches Catnaw and Farnsworth. Their mentoring was highly impressionable. Jerry was a big fish in a big pond. Coach John Gianandrea, G, was the varsity football coach in 1973. All the boys had survived our sophomore year and began our varsity stint. Coach G would later label Jerry as a game changer. By definition, a game changer is that player you want to have the ball in those crunch time situations. Coach G wasn't necessarily a 3-yard and a cloud of dust type of coach, but given the makeup of his past teams, he'd been regimented to that style. With the talents of players like Jerry, Rob, and many others, G was able to expand his offensive and defensive ideas. The first game of the 1973 season, the team would travel to Boise and the Blue Turf to play Boise High. Boise, a very talented team, later that year Idaho State champs, take the lead on their first possession. With Rob at quarterback and Jerry at flanker, Coach G would call the infamous 63 counter. On our first offensive possession, Jerry would break for a 74-yard touchdown. I sat on the sideline and watched with immeasurable pride, holding back tears of excitement. That season provided so much anticipation for the upcoming year. Jerry would not only be selected to the Prep All-American team, he would be acknowledged as Player of the Week by the local sports writers. Jerry was part of the elite Blue Tie Club and the 110% Club. In Jerry's 3-year football career, he would amass over 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving, over 60 receptions, and over 20 touchdowns. All this while missing 2 games in 1974 due to an injury. Although our football season did not turn out as hoped, the basketball team did something remarkable. Rob, Michael, and Jero and the boys brought the school to a state basketball championship. Jerry, being one of their staunchest supporters, would pridefully discuss that event throughout his life. After finishing his football career at Treasure Valley College, where he played for Coach Farnsworth's brother, Jerry would come back to Carson City. Jerry was part of the 1981 Western Regional Flag Football Champions and would venture into the pub business, opening the Victory Club Saloon. His gift for sales, whether it was advertising or wholesale retail, placed him apart from the rest. Jerry would travel the country by RV and by hitchhiking. He'd have stops in Florida, Washington, Arizona, California, and Alaska. Rob, Mark Lathrop, and myself would travel to Alaska in 2007 and wait for Jerry to arrive at the Moosehead Lounge. It was Jerry's 50th birthday, and an exceptional surprise. August 2006, Jerry and a group of friends would attend the ceremony for Rob's induction into the Carson Hall of Fame. Unknowingly, Jerry would be inducted the following year. Over the next 11 years, the group, as well as other close friends, would meet for functions and events, skiing once a year in Nevada or Idaho, always on each other's minds.
Far down to paradise, at least it's not for me. And if the wind is right, you can sail away and find tranquility. Oh, the canvas can do miracles, just you wait and see. Believe me, it's not far to Never Land. Reason to pretend, and if the wind is right, you can find the joy of innocence again. Oh, again.
I love you too.